Submitting a written offer is how you express your interest in purchasing the seller's home. However, it's crucial to grasp the market conditions impacting the property before making an offer through your real estate agent. To understand these conditions, review market data your real estate agent can offer and compare it with the seller's asking price. Let's go over some of these, and for the sake of discussion, we'll call the home you're interested in the subject property. Asking price versus comparable sales data. A list of homes similar to the one you're considering, along with their sales prices, is referred to as a comparative market analysis, or CMA, often called comps. Your real estate agent can readily obtain these from the local multiple listing service, or MLS. To be meaningful, comps should include homes sold in the last 3 to 6 months, located near the subject property, and closely matching its style, age, and size. Comps from a real estate agent's multiple listing service are much more reliable than the data available on popular so-called real estate values websites where the data hasn't been verified, can be outdated, and often irrelevant. As good as comps are, deciding on your offer price based on comps alone is not smart. What else should you be considering? Asking price versus median price. What is a median price? The median home price represents the midpoint where half of all homes sell for more and the other half for less. For instance, in a dataset of 101 sales, the median price is the sale value higher than the lowest 50 sales and lower than the highest 50 sales. What information can the median price provide? On its own, it may not offer much insight. However, when you also have access to median income data for your local area, you can assess affordability. In simple terms, by combining median house prices with median income, you can determine the percentage of the local population that can afford a home. To put it differently, you can gauge the level of competition you might face. A lower ratio of median price to median income implies greater affordability for the average home buyer in your area, potentially resulting in increased competition for you. Asking price versus inventory trends. Understanding the inventory trends in your locality will enable you to make a well-informed offer on the property in question. Real estate trends are assessed by calculating how long it would take to deplete the available inventory at the current rate of sales activity. A 6-month supply of homes listed for sale is considered a sign of a balanced market. An inventory period exceeding 6 months suggests a buyer's market, while less than 6 months indicates more of a seller's market. For instance, if in your zip code there were 200 homes listed for sale last month and 15 homes were sold in the past 30 days, this results in 13.333 months of inventory in your market, a clear indication of a buyer's market in that scenario. Asking price versus days on market. Days on market, also known as DOM, indicates how fast homes transition to pending status once they're listed, with pending meaning the seller has accepted an offer but the deal isn't finalized yet. In a competitive market, DOM can be as short as 5 to 10 days, requiring quick action to seize opportunities. A longer DOM doesn't necessarily imply the property is undesirable or overpriced. It may indicate that the seller had one or more unsuccessful escrows, settlement processes, with buyers who went under contract but couldn't close, often due to difficulties in securing financing. Asking price versus hot price range. The hot price refers to the price range within your community where the majority of sales are occurring. If, for example, 70 to 80% of homes in your area are selling for around $345,000 and you're pre-approved for $350,000, you should prepare for competition because you're entering the price range with the most activity, the hot price range. To compete with other buyers, you may need to enhance your offer. Later on, we'll explore ways to strengthen your offer if necessary. So you've considered market data, and together with your real estate agent, you're ready to write up an offer on a home. There are 3 essential features of any real estate offer, and you must understand them. Price. Price is the primary factor, and after using the mentioned tools, you can determine your offer price. Your agent won't tell you what price to offer. It's your choice. Consider all the facts, your agent's advice, the seller's motivation, and recent sales. Then offer a price you believe will land you the home. Determining if your offer is a lowball one to the seller is usually clear, but it's not always obvious if you're offering too much. If the seller quickly accepts your offer, it might seem like you could have offered less. However, keep in mind that this isn't always the case. The seller may have rejected higher offers due to other appealing aspects of your offer. In competitive markets, buyers often offer more than the listed price. If you saw 30 to 40 buyers at the open house, offering slightly above market data could be a wise move. Although price is a common consideration when making an offer on a home, frequently overlooked items are terms and contingencies. Terms. Agreeing on specific contract terms is crucial, just like getting the right price. Consider, when does the seller vacate the home? Especially important for long-distance moves. What stays on the property? Typically, permanent fixtures remain, but confirm details like the spa and gazebo. Address repairs up front. The seller isn't obligated to fix anything unless agreed upon beforehand. Some contracts read like this: home is sold as is. Seller won't make repairs. If it's as is, schedule your home inspection quickly to decide if you can live without the repairs recommended by your home inspector, seeing the seller won't do them. VA appraiser repairs are mandatory unless you secure a VA waiver, so that's another challenge to contend with. How much will the earnest deposit, also known as a good faith deposit, be? Most sellers will expect around 1% of the purchase price, or a minimum of $1,000. Some sellers will dictate the minimum amount they require placed into escrow, and yet others won't. Discuss with your agent what dollar amount will send the right signal to the seller. Will the seller pay for a home warranty? A home warranty plan is a type of limited insurance policy covering the basic major systems and appliances in the home. Is the seller paying closing costs on your behalf? If they are they also willing to provide seller concessions? As you'll learn in another video in our series, VA makes a distinction between closing costs and concessions. What is the confirmed date and time for the closing of the settlement or escrow process? The seller should allow you ample time to prepare, including gathering necessary funds, securing loan approval, and making moving arrangements. Active duty members PCSing across states may need extra time to settle in. These are all terms of the contract. Watch out for poorly written or confusing terms that may require a closer look. Here's one you may see. Buyer agrees that if appraisal comes in lower than purchase price, buyer will make up the difference in cash. The way that's written is too open-ended, potentially putting you, the veteran, in a precarious position where you could be on the hook for much more money than you have available. Be sure to read and understand the essential terms of the contract and have your agent explain anything that seems obscure to you. You can't be safe enough. Contingencies. A contingency is a landmark, milestone, or deadline cutoff period during the course of the settlement process in a real estate transaction where certain decisions have to be made to cancel or continue with the transaction. For example, successfully closing on your existing home by a certain date before you close on the subject property would be a contingency. By indicating that as a contingency in your written offer, you are telling the seller, if I can't sell my present home by such and such date, I will back out of buying yours. The reverse could be true. If the seller is looking for a replacement property in another state, for example, before consummating the sale of their present home to you, what date have you agreed to in the settlement timeline by which they must have identified and gone into contract on that replacement home? These specifics have to be carefully thought out and clearly written up to avoid disputes and delays once escrow has opened. Another more common contingency is the due diligence period during which inspections are completed or the date by which appraised value has to be settled and finalized. That's known as appraisal contingency. In a transaction involving a short sale, one of the standard contingencies of the contract is the lender's approval of the short payoff and sales price. All parties understand that if the seller's lender disapproves the figures, the contract would be canceled. So there you have it. We've discussed the 3 key elements of a real estate purchase contract: price, terms, and contingencies.